was a leper. Now, leprosy was a tripped-out disease. Back in those times, it was very contagious. All right, it ranged from, it was a skin disease. And it ranged from like white spots on the skin to open wounds all over. And in the worst case scenario, your skin was literally rotting off, and like you could walk and your finger just fall off. I mean, in the worst case scenario, that's what was going on. And so because since I can imagine that the lepers may have had a stench, you know what I mean? So they had all the lepers together in their own little hood. And the leper colony, they said, okay, all y'all go over there, you can tap each other's fingers and do whatever. We don't want to deal with you. They said, okay, y'all are unfit for worship. Y'all stay over there. Now, it doesn't exactly say how bad Naaman's leprosy was, but it does specify that he was a leper. And God was showing me that a lot of us in the body of Christ are a lot like Naaman.
Right. Make it plain. Yes.
We got our titles.
Yes.
We're anointed. We're gifted. Come on. People love to hear you sing. Come on. Whenever she sings, she brings the house out. Come on. You're singing. They love to hear you play the drum.
Yes.
Playing the touch is anointed. Oh, they love to hear you speak. They love to hear you. They love to have you like usher and greet for hospitality because you have a gifting in that.
Yes.
See, we got a lot of giftings and all of that, but we're walking around with open wounds.
Yeah.
Wow. Open wounds that we don't want to deal with.
Yeah. Come on.
Things your daddy said to you.
Yeah. Come on. Yeah.
You ain't never going to do nothing. You're never going to go to school. You ain't getting married. Who's going to want you? Things your mama said. It was just like your daddy.
Come on.
Things your neighbors have said, your teachers have said, things someone has done to you, touched you inappropriately. Things that hurt so much that instead of dealing with it, we choose to bury it and push it way back somewhere because just the thought of it just damages us so badly. So we don't want to deal with it. But it's time to deal with it. Amen. So it says that Naaman had this great name, had favor with the king, had the tight rep. His rep was like off the chart. Great job. And it said that one time while he was out in exploits, all that good stuff, he went and he caught a woman from Syria. He caught her and said, okay, you're mine now. You're going to be a servant in my house. So she began to serve for Naaman's wife. So you know how you're used to an area. You may be used to a church, used to a school. You don't know who's who. You know what I mean? You don't know what somebody's rep is. You don't know who got, the most cool. You don't know none of that. She didn't know none of that. All she knew was the one thing that was obvious to her. This dude is a leper. And so she didn't focus on the giftings. She focused on the ailment. And she on top of that, because she was from Israel, she had a solution. She said, you know what, if Naaman was where I came from, he would be healed. So Naaman caught word of that, like, huh? What? I can be healed. So he didn't focus on, you just dug up my dirt. No, he focused on, wait, I don't have to deal with this no more. So Naaman went to the king. He said, yo, king, look, this woman I just caught, that battle was before, I caught this woman, right? And she said, you know what, if you go over to Israel, I can be healed. So you know what, man, for real, we're right here, right? Okay. I want to go to Israel so I can be healed. So the king's like, yeah, man, you know how y'all, guys like do all that. What? Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm speaking, but yeah. So he was like, you know what? Give me whatever you want, I got your back. Let me write you a note. I'm going to write a note to the king of Syria to let him know you're coming. The king of Israel. So the king of Israel gets the letter. It says, hey, man, I'm sending over the captain of my army to Israel so that y'all can heal me. And so the king of Israel is like, what? I don't know nothing about healing. What? He's sending this dude over. I don't know anything about this. What? This man is tripping. He's trying to start a fight. He's trying to start a battle. All of this. So he was in the castle or wherever king hung out. He was out there wigging out, ripping his clothes. Oh no, what am I going to do? I don't know what's up. And so Elijah heard. that the king was in the castle prison. And so he's like, what's going on? And he was like, man, I'm telling you, they about to send this guy over. He got leprosy. And Elijah just started like, hey, don't worry about it. Just send him to me. He said, just send him to me. And they're going to know. They're going to know that God speaks through me. Amen. And they're going to know what's up. All right? Yeah. So back to Naaman. Naaman, on the other end, it says in verse 5, it says, and the king of Syria, said, go to, and I will send a letter unto the king of Israel. And he departed and took with him 10 talents of silver and 6,000 pieces of gold, 10 changes of raiment. So Naaman, if you can picture this, within his 2014, we want to say Escalade, Hummer, with Navigator, whichever one, black, shined up, or chrome. And so he began to load it up. It says he loaded it up with 10 changes of gold, silver, gold. So if you were putting now in this day, he started loading it up with polo. Polo, and it smells good, you know what I mean? Well, I don't know what it's good. What's the good going on now, man? Polo. All right. Polo. That's it. They were polo. That's minister to you. All right. Now you SPA. And so he loaded it up with polo. He loaded it up with the brand new Jordan. And loaded it up. And that one got a scratch on it. I gotta go to Foot Locker. Why? Because I'm Naaman. And so because the king got my back and I got this cookie job and I'm all that in the bag until I gotta look like the king got my back. So I gotta load it up with all this stuff. And so he began just to pile it on and pile it on. He was loading up the Escalade or whatever you want to call it, his chariot with people's expectations. I'm anointed whenever I come in. People are expecting me to have a word for them and to have a thus saith the Lord. So how would it look if I were to come up during the altar call? How would it look? How would it look? They're always looking for me to be the anointed one. So how would it look if I were to walk in vulnerable? How would it look if I were to come in showing my scars? I can't do it. So I gotta be pleasant and put on the pleasant face and come in and say I'm blessed and highly favored and nothing's wrong with me. Because I got it all together. I made it.
That's the word. Yes, it is.
And this is from the youngest to the oldest.
Yes.
Like we mentioned, some are going on at home, but they go to school and they gotta, be the man, be the woman, be the whatever. They gotta be the class clown.
Cover it up. Yes.
Cover it.
Yes.
I can't come in the way I'm actually feeling. I can't come in and just run to the altar and just cry and lay on my face because everyone's going to sit there and look at me and they're going to wonder what's wrong with me. So Naaman loaded up the Escalade and he pulled up in front of Elijah's house. And he pulled up in front of Elijah's house. Before he can get out his chariot real good, a messenger comes up, said, hey, Elijah said go dip in the Jordan 7 times, and you're going to be cool. Cool, get it, got it good. Deuces, I'm out. And so Naaman like, man, I ain't even got my foot out the chariot good yet. What's going on? So they bring it home. Imagine that you're a doctor, all right? And you specialize in a rare disease. Now let's say that President Obama had this rare disease. And someone say, you know what, if you were to come to Detroit, there's a doctor there that specializes in that very thing. So what he does is he jumps on Air Force One, flies to Detroit, gets on the ground, has his motorcade, the police escort, everything showing that he is who he said he is. And then he pulls up in front of your clinic. And before he can even get out the car, you send out let's say the janitor with a prescription. Here's the prescription, see you later. So of course President Obama's gonna be like, yo. I mean, you probably would say yo, but they could at least take him out on the president. Naaman's like, I thought this guy was gonna come out and at least do some magic tricks or something and heal me. I'm Naaman. I I'm captain of the host of Syria. I'm over the army. Many victories were won through me. The king got my back. I'm honorable. I'm naming this man is tripping. But what he didn't realize is that he was going into Israel. Now the name Israel means God rules. You cannot enter a place where God rules thinking you're a ruler. You can't do it. If you're looking for something from God, you have to be humble. There's no titles anymore. If you got a need, squash all of that. So Naaman was tripping like, what in the world? And then Elijah was also trying to show him, look, you came here looking for a man to do it. You thought I was going to come in and touch you and all this other stuff. And that's what a lot of us do. We look for a man to do it. I'm going to do a couple of scenarios. You're hurting, something happened to bring up that past hurt. So let me call somebody on the phone so they can come over and tickle me a little bit so I can feel wanted. You go to temporary fixes. Oh, I'm hurting. I'm tired of feeling this stuff. That's what I used to do. I used to be addicted to popping pills. I was tired of feeling the hurt. So I popped pills to let go of I thought numb the pain or whatever. But when I came to the stuff was still there. Come on. I don't want to deal with that. I'm like, I don't want to. Oh, I just saw my baby daddy. I just saw the person who molested me. I can't deal with it. Let me roll this blunt real quick.
Wow.
Because I don't want to feel it. Looking for a man to do it, or let's flip it. Come to church. I'm dealing with something. Oh, superintendent gonna preach the word. It's just gonna take me there. And then you leave the same way. You're like, oh, superintendent didn't do his job. That message was whack. You're looking for a man to do it. Just like the guy from the pool of Bethesda. What was that? John chapter 5. And I'm like, you can turn there if you write notes or whatever, John chapter 5. And it talks about this guy who was dealing with the ailment for 38 years. How in the world? 38 years, chilling by the pool. And the thing is, was cracking me up. He wasn't there by himself. He was surrounded with other sick people. And then it says what? He was surrounded by the blind, the lame, and the paralyzed. You're sick, you're dealing with this hurt so long, you can't even see anymore what God has for you. You no longer have vision for yourself. You're lame, your walk is funny. Come on, sometimes you're cool, and then a couple of weeks later, you're sitting all the way in the back of the church because you don't want nobody to. You're paralyzed. You feel like you're stuck in the same place. No matter what you do, you cannot move out of that spot. And Jesus had one simple question for you. He said, will you be made whole? Will you be made whole? Because the guy had excuses on top of excuses. Well, whenever the pool was stirred, nobody would come in and throw me in. No one else was there. So that's why I'm still here for 38 years. So Jesus, he was like, squash the excuses, take up your bed and walk. Be proactive. Take up your bed and walk. Amen. Be proactive like the woman with the issue of blood. Mark chapter 5, another chapter 5. This woman, this is my, I want to meet her. This woman was y'all, people say about that life. She was like, forget it, whatever it takes, I'm going there. Because the rule of that time was when you're going through that time of the month, you got to stay in the house. That's right. If you can't touch anybody. If you touch anybody, they would consider unclean. If they touch you, they would still consider unclean. So y'all just be two unclean people together. That's right. Like now. Right. And so then, at first, she tried to go into man. She went to doctors. They gave up. And some people are like, wait a minute. Doctors can't do it. Doctors are not going to be able to do it. I need to go. I can't look at man. I got to go to the store. Let me go to the store. Let me go. I know I'm supposed to stay in the house. I know that's what people expect of me. I know that's what people expect of me, but I gotta go to the store. I gotta push past all of the obstacles and push past all the people's expectations. people expect me to be all cool and, I'm the youth pastor and but I need something from God.
Yes, make it plain.
I don't care anymore what people think. I don't care if they just want to assume it's something that is not. I don't care. All I know is that I'm going to push past myself. I'm going to push past the obstacle and I'm going to reach out. And the woman with the issue of blood, she reached out, she finally got close to Jesus, and she didn't want to bring him down to her level, so she didn't wait for him to touch her. She touched him, well actually she touched the hem of his garment. And so Jesus, of course, felt the burden come out of him, and he's like, hey, who touched me? So his disciples, clueless as ever, was like, what do you mean? Everybody's touching you. You that dude right now, man. Everybody's touching you. But he didn't know that people can touch, or they didn't know that people can touch you for different reasons. You can go out to a concert and be like, oh, I touched Chris Brown. Yeah, I touched this right here, this finger right here. Never watched it again. You can tell somebody, ooh, what is that next silk? Right, what is that, velvet? You can touch people for different reasons. But there was, out of all those people touching Jesus, there was only one person who touched him with purpose, who loved him and expected that something will happen once you got to the presence of Jesus. So you would be sitting up in church and all these people are raising their hands. And Jesus is standing up on the right hand side of God saying, who's praising me? And people, the nigga, I can be like, what do you mean? Everybody's praising you. He's like, no. But there's one person that's praising me. Knowing that once they praise me, once they get into my presence, they're praising and expecting something to happen. They know their situation will change if they just tap into my presence and touch me. So she touched him. And it says that she was made whole. Look at the neighbor and say, will thou be made whole? Tell him the doctor is in.